Hello and welcome back to the Academy League for Week 4 of the Summer Split. I am Rivington Biz III, joined by my eternal TFT rival, Alberto. Wow, names, Crumbs, Renhefo.
That's right, we're still fighting to get in that queue, play some TFT.
And then I'm going to beat him. So first off the block, this week we introduced patch 9.122, competitive play with some changes to many of the OPs of the meta.
Yes, and we can't wait to get our hands on a new patch. So Rise got changed, his spell flux and overload interact a little bit differently now.
Yep.
But if you played Rise before, you're still going to play him now. He's still great. Keep doing it. If you didn't play him before, well, this is pretty much irrelevant to you. Silas did get some pretty serious nerfs.
Less of a Kingslayer.
Yeah, not about that king. Maybe a prince now. So that means that when it comes to those flex picks, Aurelia, Akali, Rise, and Silas has now unfortunately dropped in priority significantly. We can still see him, but probably a lot less. And the big ticket item, the thing that nobody asked for, but we still got, it was the Karma buff. Now her Q, the unempowered Q slow has been increased, and the shield duration speed buff will last as long as the shield. It did not last before, as the shield lasted longer than the speed boost. Now they will both be the same, which is huge, on top of the fact that it now costs less mana. So Karma comps, Sivir comps, speed comps, they're everywhere. And the worst criminal of them all, tank Karma top lane.
Yeah, which we have seen yesterday. We got our first glimpse of the patch on the team streams, which TSM pulling out Karma top for Broken Blade, not Broken Blade, sorry. Versus Optic.
Yeah, Brandini. That was the VR. The VR. Yeah, Brandini.
VR.
Playing that Karma top lane, and with the Twisted Fate in the mid lane as well. So very standard for what we're seeing in 9-11 and 9-12. But
absolutely. Just
the lane dominance that you provide, the ability for your team to continue to push forward. That's what Karma is all about right now. Just keep fighting, and she does a great job doing that.
Absolutely does. But the big surprise of Thursday's games was 100 Thieves Academy upset over Cloud9.
That was crazy. This game, Cloud9 is going to be a few autos away from actually ending this game. And look at that. 100 Thieves Academy just stopping Cloud9.
The Nexus.
Right there. I know that they're going to look at that and feel just so much regret, because 100 Thieves Academy then turned it around, used the momentum, the inspiration out of saving that Nexus to actually come back and take down a C9 Academy roster that was looking like one of the very best. And
feeling a little too comfortable, you get taken down.
Well, it looks like 100 Thieves is doing the right thing, though, because they got their first win in the LCS as well. So clearly, things are finally shaping up on there.
Wins on both sides. Yesterday's results translated to the standings you see right here in front of you. TSM Academy are back in sole possession of first place, with Cloud9 and TLA currently tied for second. Optic Academy round out the top 4, but Golden Guardians are right behind them in 5th place. Let's check out the games and what we have lined up for this evening. The day starts with the struggling CLG Academy opposite Cloud9, with 2 more games before Golden Guardians gets their shot at taking down the reigning Academy champs of TSM. And Optic Gaming versus Echo Fox Academy will close out the day. So turning our attention now to game 1, we have what would once have been a very competitive matchup, and now seems a little one-sided.
Yeah, so CLG has been a strong contender for the last few splits. They have been great, but they haven't made any major roster changes. Let me rephrase that one. And seemingly out of nowhere, now they can't find the footing in the top 4. So what's going on with CLG? It's very hard to pinpoint what's happening. The one thing I will say, Tank Rengar, not a thing that works. That probably is not working. But they did pick up a win yesterday against a struggling FlyQuest, which should give them the necessary confidence to go up against the behemoth they have today in Cloud9 Academy.
Which also beat TSM, the only teams that do so. They are subbing players in and out, which makes them even harder to kind of look at. So CLG really need to be working hard this week.
They really do. I mean, they just put what was his name? Sorry, Kumo in the top lane in the previous match, and now Jukes is back in today, as we saw him in the loading screen with a dog, and an adorable dog, be it at that, because I am definitely feeling like Corgi.
And Jukes brings the hype. C9 love him. Everybody loves him on the stream, so we'll see if he can bring and translate that hype into the in-game energy. Let's jump right into the roster rundown as we start on the blue side. It's Cloud9 Academy. As we said, Jukes back in the top lane, Blabber back in the jungle for Academy, Golden Glue in mid, Keith at bot, and Diamond at support with Coach West Rice.
And over on the red side, it's Counter Logic Gaming. In the top lane, we've got Fallen Bandit, jungling Moon, Tuesday in the mid lane, bot lane Auto, his support Call In, and their coach Exogen.
We'll be about to hit up picks and bans real quick. Golden Glue's been quite assassiny in the mid lane. Hard carry for what C9 has been able to bring to the table. So focus on him for this one. We saw him on the Deathless Akali game. I forgot what he played the game after that, so it was a good idea to bring it up on my part. And then we have also seen actually Lux in and out of the meta quite a bit for Academy in general, but more in the LCS.
What I love that this team does is the Yasuo Gragas from Cloud9 Academy. We saw it last week. We saw them do it in the LCS stages, a nice little bait into the Rise. They've been the pioneers of that for quite some time. Not to say they were the ones that came up with it. It's obviously a super old school combo, but they're really the ones with the confidence to do so. And now with the first pick, Aatrox, maybe Aatrox will be taking the place of Sylas in those very powerful flex picks as someone that can go in the jungle, the top lane, and even in the mid lane.
That's true. Teams that love flex, if Aatrox becomes even stronger in that sense. You're right with Sylas being out of the meta now. Sejuani's going to be locked in. May even see a Braum on that side of the playlist for CLG Academy so they can get that fight ball going on once they get out of lane.
She is pretty much the best jungler right now, and the great thing about Sejuani that I love that is happening is that people like to do Olaf and Trundle as the counter. So Olaf is a lot harder because you have to be very good in the early game to really make up for it. A lot more mechanically intensive. You actually have to find good ganks because Olaf doesn't find the greatest ganks on his own. But the Trundle, great idea, right? Suck all the stats that Sejuani gets from the Aftershock, from her passive. But here's the trick, the tech. Hail of Blades, Sejuani. Surprise, you don't get the armor, you don't get the MR from Aftershock.
Does it work?
Trundle doesn't steal anything, and it does work because you proc that stun a lot faster, actually. So your E does work on your ganks, and
as
you're already
long as you're not playing against High Kite, right? You're good.
It's still...
Or do you get up and you just sit there, you're like, yeah, wow, wow, wow. Go to the rodeo with Sejuani. She's going to need a new skin on like a Bronco or something like that.
Right, on a bull.
Heck
that'd be cool.
Yeah. That'd be sweet. Let's see what we have. Tom Kench actually being locked in on the side of CLG Academy. They decide not to go with the Rakan here on the Lovers Duo bot lane. And we'll have ban phase 2 coming up, 9 seconds for CLG.
So I'll have to double check if that is the patch, if 912 is the patch where we saw some Tom Kench top lane nerfs, because he's really annoying in the top lane right now. Remember, the passive gives him extra damage based on the HP on his licks, which just make him such a nuisance to deal with. A very powerful laner, especially against melee matches. So he could do pretty well against the likes of an Aatrox, who's really relying on those cooldowns versus just lick. Get
him out of here. Get him out of here. I don't think he belongs in the game. So any other lane is even more egregious. No, he's funny. I just hate denial play. It's great to have. Like all the players say,
what do you think about Yumi?
Exactly. All the players say like, oh, everybody wants these champions gone, but they do create the diversity that is like the wall plays, which
it's true.
Which is the reason I'm here for, right?
Yes, we need diversity.
Can't get rid of the love of my job.
Look what they did. They banned the 2 answers to the Sejuani.
Get targeted in the jungle. Olaf Trundle. What is he going to have? We've seen some Elise. Blabber has quite a champion pool. The Gragas is still there. They haven't picked, or they have picked a mid laner, and they have the Aatrox, so you're not going to see the Yasuo composition there. It's going to be interesting to see what they come up with now.
I mean, most other choices, you're going to get outscaled.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what's expected. That's one of the best things that Sejuani has. You outscale most other junglers. So I think here we might just see the Aatrox jungle. Just play it cool. Have a nice little top laner that you can then switch up if you're worried now, because this to me looks like it is a Tom Kench top, but you can always flex the Lux into the bottom lane. So there's a lot of things that CLG is doing here right now with the Tom Kench and the Lux. So I think that C9A has to play very carefully. And yeah, there you go. You got Kindred, great answer there. You can take down the Sejuani. You can't get outplayed though. Sejuani is a pretty big beefcake that you're not going to be able to take down as easily as anybody else. So a lot of pressure on Blabber here to get ahead of Moon early on.
We'll keep up on those stacks for Kindred. Scuttle one coming a little bit later now. Keep an eye on that. Braum being locked in on the side of C9 Academy, so they take away that potential, even though I think we already see our support in Lux. Or maybe Lux mid now. Lux mid, Sejuani jungle. If you're a top, they lock it in.
CLG really doing acrobatics here with this draft.
Yeah, definitely a number. Right? And they're going to be doing acrobatics in game. Everybody can hop around except for Tom Kench in this one. I guess Lux will be standing pretty still, but everything from long range there And you can hope to keep C9 at bay at long range with the comp they are trying to put into this. They're going to be right in your face immediately trying to die.
Yeah, so stalling out with the Lux Sejuani combo, pretty nice to get kills from far away with them. And the Fiora in the top lane is what I'm really curious about, because this team does not have a lot to assist the split pusher besides the Tahm Kench that can roam. And maybe the Lux laser, right? From a different lane, from a different part of the map, you can laser somebody down to help your side laner. But when you're up against such a strong skirmish comp, a Sivir, a Braum that can help you collapse, even an Akali, the Kindred, that's a pretty difficult order for you to be split pushing just blindly into these champions.
Yeah. All right, we are going to be on to the Rift for game number 1 here of week 5. Quite exciting to see who is going to continue winning. It could be Logic Gaming, or we'll see C9 feel like they can say, hey, this TSM buff we just grabbed was quite nice. And we'll keep putting wins in that left column.
And now this is the Akali that has been nerfed, right? Because we went past, we are in 9.11 actually. So
9.12.
Well, it says 9.11 right there. What do we believe? Well, what we believe is that it is 9.12.
It's 9.
So it is a visual buff. And already we're starting this battle, but Jukes got the better end of it. But Fallen Bandit is very strong, level 1. Fiora is nutty. He's waiting.
Oh, he got it.
Oh.
Got that mark. Next one's below him. That's a little too scary. Golden Glue is going to patch that one up.
You learn that lesson the hard way. The grasp is so strong early on that the second you can get that first proc, you're probably more likely to get the next one, and the next one giving you the extra buff in the health department, allowing you to win those skirmishes. And this is a nice evolution in the top lane. A lot of the times, we usually saw Conqueror as the must go-to rune in that lane, but then people realized Conqueror just kept getting defeated by Grasp in the laning phase.
Yeah.
You needed to get out of laning phase before you even got any value out of Conqueror. So now, a lot of the top laners have switched over to using Conqueror, which does actually help when it comes to getting those plates, because you can use the Empower turret shot, and it can help you snowball your lane sooner, get a little more sustain, and transition better into the mid game. So I like what's happening with these top laners so far.
Almost level 2s here as they're matched up. Just a few more minions to go. Looks like should be safe on the side. Colin's trying to grab brush controls. Diamond is doing the same. I don't expect too much to happen here, as Otto will be playing behind the minions, and Keith will just start to push that wave in once he has Ricochet up.
Look at what Blabber's done. He went red to red, already 3 buff the Sejuani, and now going for a gang. Oh, Bandit just queued in. He's in trouble.
Got the other one's parried back. Should lose quite a bit of HP on this one, but he got a nice lockdown on Jukes as that second Q fell to the ground, and Jukes juked himself.
That is the health potion and a lot of HP out of Fallen Bandit, so he's going to be on the defensive in this lane for quite some time now, especially as this wave is going to crash. So Moon, well, didn't really get a whole lot out of it. So Blabber punishing this early on, transitioning that advantage into the laners. Just a solid jungle move so far, and this is why he got subbed into the LCS just last week.
Blabber always making moves. Great counter there by Tuesday, using the AoE presence and that big agency of Lucid Singularity in mid lane to take care of Golden Blue's little shadow play. Fallen Bandit pushed to his turret, 13-7. Has quite a few to clean up here. Let's see how Jukes can play under the turret. Everybody's quite hypey about Jukes coming into the league. He's been able to put on quite a show back in this week, as we said before, as Cloud9 still sits quite atop the standings at 6-2. As just a takedown TSM recently. Otto and Colin back to lane, 24-20. And that CS being picked up by Keith here.
Tahm Kench is a great matchup into the Braum, since you can just, again, just keep licking people down, and Braum, he's great against squishies that you can just proc that stun and immediately just take them down, but Tahm Kench is just not that guy. He's way too beefy, sustains through your stun, through your damage, and then can always retaliate, or just save whoever you go on, right? Let's say you go on Otto, he's just gonna get devoured, and Moon, he spotted counter jungling. Blabber is here too.
That ward's been there for a while. You can see the one they used there in the Raptor brush almost dead. And they come out with good pressure onto Moon. Nice job knowing he's gonna wanna get into the jungle of Blabber to be a little harassy here, as we have had Scuttle Crabs coming up. I think that's on the bot side to be grabbed here. I don't see Blabber going for it too fast, though. Looks like he may lose out knowing that Moon's going to be there.
And Moon laid out a pretty cute ward there, the control ward on the red buff corner ward. I hope we can find a way to name brushes a little bit better, because the only one that's really named is Tri Brush and Pixel Brush, right? Tri, Lane, Pixel, but those around those objectives, they need better naming.
Yeah, I've always heard Banana Brush. Can you kind of get a banana out of that one as well as the one just next to Pixel, your Baron? Which is actually, I think, Pixel's the one at Dragon and Death Brush is the one at Baron. Oh, Death Brush for Jukes maybe, just out in the open here. Fallen Bandit of the turret, forced to flash, and he gets it under as he kind of gives Fallen Bandit enough range to escape after the flash.
And Jukes moved to the left-hand side. He exposed his vitals, so he was thinking, if I go to the left, I might create more distance from Fallen Bandit, and so he doesn't hit me with a Blabber with a really nice move here. The W was not there. Flashing in. I think he has his kill.
And a quick slow bite down. Oh, he dodges the triple damage. Beautifully done. That steroid of damage from Blabber definitely would have picked up the kill and probably gotten an assist for Jukes if he had attacked back. So they do not get anything there, and Fallen Bandit's out.
Yeah, it's a great move out of the top lane. Now gets a solo kill, doesn't even face himself on the way out. And see, look at what Jukes does. So he's a level down. So I'm thinking if you just keep walking down, you might be able to dodge. But by flashing that way, it gave Fallen Bandit the opportunity to go for that. So maybe a different way to flash or deeper into the tower, forcing another commitment out of him. No matter what, though, I think it was great out of Fallen Bandit, recognizing that advantage and then pressing it.
Quite well played. See, Ocean Drake will be the first one on the map. Golden Glue to clean up quite a few CS here. It won't put him even, but he's not down too much on this. He'll just be able to work that tether and make sure he gets everything that he needs. Jungle items finished. Skirmisher Saber to Chilling Smite. As we see long swords and Doran's Blades for the top laners, just swinging swords. Moon's ready for a counter gank, or if Juke steps out too far to take advantage of that flash being down again.
And that's kind of a weird timing. I think they might be expecting Kindred to go up there, because you just saw Fiora get a solo kill, so you would be thinking that Fiora is the one that's going to be trying to get aggressive. So maybe he's just wanting to get Jukes to not be aggressive onto Fallen Bandit, since he does have that XP lead, even though he got first blooded. The XP lead is there.
Oh!
Wait a minute.
You saw the passive from Moon come out there. I think Jukes was alerted, unless that's just obs for us. I don't know if Moon stepped out of the brush. I know it's not supposed to fog of war. No, but that could have, the proc there could have definitely alerted Jukes.
I think it's what you said, and that just is a huge waste of time out of Moon. He gets to secure his own red buff from the top side of the map, but giving up an Ocean Drake, free 10 minutes, huge for Cloud9, even though they're not using mana champions.
Yep.
And then a nice little mark to both. Look at that. Scuttle Crab also has the Kindred mark, so now he's going to be hitting 2 stacks. So Blabber's just thrilled with what just happened in the top lane.
Heck yeah. Double spawn on that one. Feels good. A level up there for him as well as he heads back into his jungle. Has the bot side to clear if he wants, but they're getting some pings inside. Blabber's going to get into some scary territory here for a moment. Call in with one lick that sticks, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think, to get in on this. They're 4v1 if they have auto collapse on, but Blabber still wants to try to fight it. Gets a gromp thrown at him. Keith and Diamond are able to get the inner side track here, so 4v4. And that is going to be a blue buff over to Blabber. Nicely done. They call C9 in. It looks like they were a little timid to make that happen, but everybody collapses nicely.
And I think it's because Tuesday just did not have enough mana to use a full combo. And even if you were to use a full combo, you don't have enough to actually take anyone down, because against Kindred, you're not going to find that pick off and randomly get somebody eliminated. She's going to be able to respond, use that ultimate. So this is Blabber really just taking Moon to town for that play in the top lane.
And that little roam has evened the CS on mid, so Golden Glue can now stay level per level with Tuesday in that sense. See what happens when they hit level 11. Teleports down for Tuesday, so watch for a play from Golden Glue if anything goes on around the map. And just a farm fest for bot side. Ricochet's always going to push in auto to farm under the turret. Shouldn't be too hard. His call-in should hit 6 here, but they may try to get to him. Not really going to matter if he has Abyssal Voyage for this, but they are going to use that mid lane, or that bot lane pressure, sorry, to start invading the jungle a little bit more.
And Kindred just secured the 3rd mark in the mark side. But take a look at what Moon is doing now. He's in the top side again, and if he goes for a gank top lane, Jukes has already prepped the ward. He's got a lane brush ward. Here we go, a dive. 4-man on bot lane.
Lamb's Respite is up for the dive. That's going to be the Feather Storm out immediately. None of that was worked together by Colin and Otto. They separated and they go down together.
A 1-for-1 trade, or 2-for-1 actually, which is not the end of the world for CLG, but there's no way that Jukes is going to fall for this. I think from what we've seen out of Jukes so far, he is great at playing weak side. He's kind of like Impact, where you can just focus on the other part of the map and he's not going to int away an advantage up here. So instead, CLG is going to have to force it with a tower dive, and they're going for 3.
Woo! Jukes is going to have to try to get an assist on this one, but I think it's just too much, too quick. That teleport's going to be coming in from Golden Glue, so he can at least clean up the CS here. Oh, it's Keith going to the top side. I'm sorry, Blabber's here. Golden Glue could teleport to this fight. It looks like his is down. Where did he teleport to? Just back to base?
Golden Glue? Wait a minute. No, he teleported to the bottom lane. That was his play.
You're right, you're right.
So
I was like, wait.
So now we've got a weird lane swap situation. I don't think that Jukes should be going back to top. Yeah, he's going to the bottom lane now. So this got turned into an incredible rook. This is just so next level at our Cloud9. They get dope. They make him play bottom. They get dope top, and the response is immediately counter with the bottom lane so that you can then take a Herald and springboard that into plates to the top lane to maybe get even more gold than first brick. Just playing at such a fast pace.
Almost a stun flash out of Colin. You were saying the play bottom lane. I realized why it looked like Colin and Otto were so disjointed is because Colin had just used Devour onto Otto, so there was no way for him to save it. That's why Otto used Featherstorm so fast. The timing C9 is putting in the pressure on Account Logic Gaming right now is in between these windows of opportunity that are absolutely perfect. Rift Herald damage onto the top side, 2 plates left for that turret, and they are able to get quite a bit of gold for all 3 members. Even with that Bulwark passive stacking, 3 members taking down a plate means it's 3 members more strong going down on the next plate, so it's that much harder. But they have a lot of advantage in this top lane, and they're using it.
And it is going to be a lot harder for CLG to try to fight this. The Sejuani is not going to be able to compete against Kindred at this stage in the game, just harassing back and forth. What they do have going on for them, though, is that Otto does have his completed Essence Reaver, which is a lot better than Keith, because he doesn't have his, but Moon is going in. There's still a Lamb's Respite, though, so I just don't see how they're going to be able to turn this.
No, 300 HP on Otto as well is just a good crit coming out of Keith, and he does have that cloak in his inventory. Gotta watch out for the ricochets heading back. Otto's keeping a good distance as so many things could take him down to about half of that HP currently. Another plate could possibly go to Keith here as the team is working off the ball so well. Nice defense behind the turret on CLG's side.
C9 is so happy just dragging their junglers to the top side of the map. They know that Jukes is doing fine against Fallen Bandit, and they know that Golden Glue is not going to die to Tuesday, because if you're Akali and you die to Lux, I mean, you're not really an Akali. And so as long as all 3 are there, they're going to continue pressing that advantage. So even though it is a slow lead, they're able to do so. They got plates, and now they're going to be able to secure that first brick right on time before this mountain is started by CLG, although CLG should be doing this as quickly as possible, because that would at least give them a nice point of pressure for the rest of the map. Split pusher with mounted is great, and since you don't have a crazy Baron composition, this would allow you to do Baron post 20 minutes.
Blabber possibly over the wall, gonna look for it. Oh! The damage, and he gets it over, and he's safe. They're not able to get the stun out from Sejuani. That's how locked up Moon was. He walks away with a passive on. Blabber is absolutely huge as they pick that up. They get 7 plates. Those fall off in 40 seconds, and both elementals early game.
He's smurfing on them, flat out. He's just smurfing on the map. Blabber is playing the field, and Moon is... No, Blabber's on 3D. Moon is on 2D at this point because he's been pressuring objectives way more. Gets the steal as well. Even though they're at the same level, there was just no prevention out of CLG. They didn't pull out that dragon. They didn't ward it with a control ward. They just sat there and did it. And the result was, well, it was very easy for Blabber to go in and steal it. Because if you at least pulled it out, you might get a Lamb's Respite, you might get a flash, you might not even have it get stolen. But it didn't even cost a single thing for Blabber. It was Q, W, Q over. That's it. Gotta make it hard for them.
It feels so good too, because you know you're putting so much pressure on that jungler.
Oh, yeah.
And Blabber goes in feeling very confident to make the smite, and that usually means you're coming out with a good result. Wards towards the top side of the map. We don't even see Baron for 5.5 minutes, but Golden Glue and the team are throwing down their vision to keep this snowball rolling. A little bit towards the bottom to make sure they delete the vision of CLG. And they can give a safe path for Jukes here to just keep 1v1ing Fallen Bandit. He's grabbing himself a leave, even though he's been down after these ganks in his lane.
He's been farming just fine now. There's no gold bounty on Fallen Bandit, which is what you'd expect if he were to be falling behind. So as long as he continues to play this way, I think that he can count on Blabber to pressure the map and give him the leads and put him in situations that will benefit the Aatrox. We got a potential 4-man here onto Fallen Bandit here. The wave is being crashed, so it looks like it's just vision being acquired by C9.
I love how we're getting so many more teleports out again. The 6 teleport games, so much action around the map. As soon as they're up, teams waiting for the teleports to be up to execute these plays here. Not too much going to happen on the bot side, but turret going down for C9 Academy against Counter Logic Gaming. That is all 3 outers, or is Tuesday guarding one in there in the mid lane? Pretty sure he is. Yeah, 2 down in the top left, so still quite healthy in that mid lane. Is going to be the focus next for C9.
And CLG still have 2 people in the top lane because they can't leave Xayah against the Akali, which means they're just bleeding the rest of the map. They are outnumbered constantly, and it's going to be completely up to Tuesday here. So yeah, good call, has to ult that wave, and good on Braum to at least block that stun or the little root so that the minions do survive and they get a little bit of damage on that tower.
Gotta do something. Laser will not be blocked by the Braum shield. Not a projectile, just a laser. Which sounds weird.
Yeah, right.
Bear with me.
Because I'm pretty sure lasers can be blocked.
It just is. It just happens. The light extends instantly all over the place. It's not going anywhere, right? Like, that's how you can explain it.
Cats do block lasers, so it has been proven that
Schrodinger's laser.
They can be blocked.
I like it.
You know, apparently, if you use a laser with a cat, you have to actually give him a treat afterwards, because...
Oh, you let him catch the laser at least?
Yeah, you have to at least, but even beyond that, you have to give him a reward. Otherwise, they're going to go insane thinking that they did all this effort with lasers. And
don't tell me that, because there has obviously Ben's friend's cat that he's played with, you have played with, and, like, you played with laser and you left, and now, like, 5 years later, I'm like, did I give that cat some weird disease? You know?
It's probably not that bad. It's probably not that bad.
Thank you. Thank you, and I feel better now.
I'm sure the cat is already crazy on its own.
Guaranteed.
Mine tried to shut the door on me and made me crash into it. Not even kidding.
I need a videotape of this. Pushing mid is Keith and Diamond. In the rough. Looks like they're not going to go any further. They don't have too much forward vision anymore. Everything they had top side is cleared out. CLG has actually gone all defensive vision. Look at the top side. Look at the bottom side. They said, these are the wards we can protect right now. We're waiting for somebody now to walk into this binding, to walk into this glacial prison, and then we can get Abyssal Voyage, the rest of the team up here. It's going to be tough. They don't have too many open windows of opportunity to get against C9, because C9 can also collapse quite quick with Sivir's ultimate, and that's a much stronger fight already.
And the thing that's dangerous about C9's composition is that the 2v2 of support and jungle is just so much better. Blabber and Diamond can just destroy anyone, whereas Colin and Moon, it's Sejuani time Kent. It's not that great at just zeroing somebody out very quickly. Yeah, you lock people down, but then you need the follow-up, so they need a lot more of the team to be there, and they're just not quick enough, and they lose a mountain.
Oh, third Drake. Oh, they get Diamond with that. Stopwatch goes down. He's going to keep himself safe. Blabber on the backside with Jukes trying to get into the middle of the fight. All as CLG starts to retreat, and everything in defense for them instead of trying to turn it forward. A beautiful Lamb's Respite keeps 3 members of Cloud9 alive as Diamond and Keith continue the fight. They push on. Collins going down. Moon and Tuesday try to clear the rest of the minions in the mid. They can get themselves to safety, but it looks like mid turret could fall after this, and Jukes already has an idea for bot side.
Before that Lamb's Respite, it looked like it could have been a really good fight for CLG, but Blabber turns it around with the ultimate, and I want to see what Fallen Bandit was doing, because usually when a fight is over, you just take a look at what are the ults that are still up, and what are the summoner spells that are still up, and could they have been used to make that fight go better. And the only one I see that could have been maybe used was Fallen Bandit's ultimate. So let's see what goes down here. The fight begins, a nice little Zhonya's, and he does hit a very nice W, but he pretty much get eliminated right away, devoured by TK. No chance to get in after that.
You know, if you were old Fiora and you could blade dance, you'd be right back in that fight.
Yeah, old Fiora Blade Dance. It's basically Master EQ.
Yeah, but you can like catch that person that's over a flash away if they were in the blade dance when you started. Golden Glue, he's gonna be very outnumbered in this one. Last hit, the lockdown. Hey, oh, they get it. They have the vision. Arctic Assault. They don't have enough follow-up to get over the wall. Golden Glue too slippery with the sticky name.
Those Merc treads. That was nice.
Oh, Diamond. Look at them. What a skin. He actually puts diamonds on his opponents. I like the synergy.
Look at how much damage Blabber does to this poor Sidrine. She's got ninja topics, but it doesn't matter. Blabber's already at about minimum 4 stacks of the Kindred ult, so she's got that 75 range already, dealing a little bit more damage, all that attack speed, and without 2 Mountain Dragon advantage, that is a very possible Baron for Cloud9. You see pings going down by them, securing the red side vision, and now they're going on to Moon.
Oh, that defense is want to be used for auto. Featherstorm for him, a great call on the feathers, but not enough follow-up damage once again. If Tuesday was there for the AoE, and that choke point would have been perfect for a Lux. Just not the timing CLG is looking for, and that's been the name of the game. C9 keeping the pace too fast for CLG.
And this is just an easy Baron. You got Diamond that can tank it, and yes, it might be under vision, but they have no idea what Golden Glue is up to. And he is fishing for Luxes.
Whoop. Nice collective damage stop by C9. They easily pick up the Baron. And all objectives are Blabber's. His base is yours.
That was so smart out of CLG. I know it's a tiny thing, but they were counting on Tuesday to go for the ultimate to try to steal. And so they anticipate, well, if we were to continue dealing damage, how long would it take? And then when would Lux ult? They figure that math out, and then they say, you know what, just stop, wait for the ultimate to come back for her to use it, and then we'll finish the Baron, minimizing the risk of a steal by as much as possible. And that's how you take these plays that are initially 60-40, 50-50, and really turn them in your favor.
Oh, Fallen Bandit, his pocket getting picked here. Nice parry. See if he can get back over that wall, and boom. Nice job. The red buff absolutely keeps Fallen Bandit in range, and he is going to go down. And it happens again for Blabber, having a fantastic game here on another unique champion pick out of the split. 205, bounty on his head, bounty on most of Cloud9 here, so that always spells good things for your opponents. But if you're just dangling that bag of money out in front of them to taunt them, it's going to be tough.
He's so freaking fed.
Yes, he's a big boy. Blade of the Rune King completely finished. 2 items for him and Golden Glue, who wants to assassinate people.
He could just be the best jungler we have in the Academy. I think that's pretty safe to say.
Oh, Dardoch Blabber off. It's going to be Sejuani going down. The Moon's turned into cheese. It's Tuesday, getting a good laser back. Blabber almost goes down, but he's got the safety of Lamb's Respite. And now they are going to take this inhibitor all the way to the bank. Nicely done there. Pink wards on the retreat could help CLG find some of the picks, but I don't know if out is anything that C9 know. They're going in right now. Fallen Bandit in and out back to the base. His ultimate's not up, so he cannot challenge any of these members. C9 is just a wall of members and damage. You can't even click on the right one that you want to click if you're CLG to get the damage in. And they are pushed back to their fountain once again. Fallen Bandit locked up by the passive of Diamond. And now they're going to start walking out half HP on that second Nexus turret. A mid lane wave is pushing in. Crumbs, they are just picking and choosing this buffet and what they want.
And it doesn't look like CLG has even gotten a chance to be grouped up together. Tuesday having a flash into engage, that's not going to go well.
The bind is one of the best things they're going to see at this point, and they might just have to go on each one. They try on to Diamond. They lose Fallen Bandit. Moon's pushing back now. Auto with 1 hit before he goes down. And he is going to keep himself alive. So they survive for now, but CLG is looking worse for the moment, and it looks like they're going to have one hell of a fight to get themselves back onto the Rift.
Oh, well, this is beyond critical mass for CLG here. Now they're going to be losing an Infernal Dragon to C9. They have a 12,000 gold deficit to climb. I'm gonna say that this one is all but over.
We do see Jukes in this one getting a little focused. The other games, he was able to absorb that pressure to be critical kind of about the great play of C9 this game. So seeing him kind of have a down game here definitely shows that, well, one, Jukes can have a down game. He's not always playing crazy in the top, but two, it didn't affect him that bad. He was able to stave off very severe repercussions for going down in that lane, and the rest of the team knew, or he knew the rest of the team was also going to step up.
It's always great, though, when you know that your job is just, you know what, just chill. We got the rest of the map, and then you can actually take just as much credit in that glory. You do need somebody to play defensive, because had he not done that and just started spilling over kills to Fiora over and over, all those times where Blabber jumps onto Fallen Bandit would have been Fallen Bandit taking him down.
Yeah, the two-shot.
Way more pressure to CLG, so very good on him for playing slowly, but the rest of C9 just pedal to the metal non-stop.
Yeah, not very often, as you're saying, you see a tame Fiora. That's a very difficult thing to have in any sense. But at 25 minutes, when there's no lanes to push, when C9 is already in the base, a laser comes back. They try to get the last bit of damage on. Auto goes back with the Feather Sword. Oh, Golden Glue is in, and he cuts the feathers right off of Auto. That's crazy. Can we even show that on camera? What a game from Cloud9 Academy, coming up fantastic on that one to pick up the victory over CLG.
That was just a stomp altogether. Cloud9 Academy showing why they're one of the best teams we have here in Academy, teetering back and forth with the LCS teams. They get great practice. Everybody wants to play it against a team that plays that aggressive and decisive. Like, they just did not give up in pressuring CLG. It doesn't matter what they had already. Yeah. The transition with the Herald in the top lane. Like,
you like that.
Wow, I love that. I love that.
It's like Emperor's New Groove face.
Yeah.
Oh, all good, all good. So going back to this one, C9 getting picks throughout the game, and we saw the two in the red jungle and right next to the Baron. They were always able to create these opportunities where even if a binding started it for CLG, C9 would say, no, actually, we can collapse on this much faster with our composition and already be ready.
And they had really strong picks. You got the Braum, the most played champion in pro play. You got the Kindred, a good answer into the Sejuani. And then the Aatrox and Akali, still very valuable flex picks, as opposed to what CLG did, which is very standard with the Lux in the mid lane. And then you've got the Fiora in the top lane that you just don't really see a whole lot. Fiora right now, I think we've seen it with Lorlo as well, trying it out in the Academy series. Such a difficult champion to pull off.
It absolutely is, and we'll bring that replay up on your screen where C9 was able to grab a bit of that advantage. And here CLG can almost get themselves into position, but if Tuesday was right there, that choke point, oh.
Superior vision control leads to 2 picks. You get the 2 members that you need. In fact, those are the 2 most important members when you're going for Baron, because they have all the vision, jungle and support, and they have the smite. Super easy to go into the Baron, and then they got 2 inhibs off 1 push. Didn't even wait for the next one, just end it without it.
So I'll pick your brain. Blabber, Dardoch.
There's not a whole lot to pick.
You said Blabber.
Yeah.
What about Dardoch?
Well, I want to see Dardoch a little bit more because we didn't get to see Blabber or Dardoch really shine as much, in my opinion, since a lot of the times, especially last year, it was a little back and forth with Optic finding their own style, finding their groove. So since we have such a much extensive track record out of Blabber, I feel more confident in saying that, but I think Dardoch would be right up there in the competition. I mean, this guy is clearly very talented. It's just a matter of how well does the team revolve around Dardoch and work together, because what we saw here with Blabber, it was the team working with him in every step of the way, not so much an individual carry player that does everything on his own.
Right on. Well, to hear more about that victory we just saw, I'd like to welcome Cloud9's Diamond to the broadcast via Discord. Diamond, welcome.
Hey.
Congratulations on the win. Coming into today, or actually I should say coming into the game, what were you thinking about CLG's composition? As Crumb said, it seems like they did a bit of gymnastics, just trying to ban out the jungle.
Oh yeah, we really got bamboozled in the draft for sure. I was like, is this Lux going bot lane? Is it Tom Kinge going to we got lost, but in the end it's kinda all placed together and they got kind of picked up. I think that's what they were looking for, but it was fine in the end, I think.
Nice. So I want to ask you, how are you liking playing on the Cloud9 roster, since you haven't been as an extensive long Cloud9 player as much of the guys that are already on the roster, such as Golden Glue, but you kind of came into the team and have just fitted in perfectly so far. Like, what do you think it is that makes the Cloud9 Academy environment so prosperous for young talent?
Well, I don't know much about the other teams because it's pretty much my first team Academy for this split. Like I played a long time ago in other teams, but it wasn't even close to being as evolved as now. But I'm pretty sure this is the best roster I could have been a part of for sure because we have so many veterans and like when I played back then, this is all players that I used to play with. Like when in my older days league, because I played league for what like 9 years now, 10 years. So this is all players that I play with. So I think this roster in Cloud9 is probably the best organization by far that I could have been a part of since we're like so close to the main team as well. And like I see them every day. And like we look at their games, they look at our games. We share ideas. Like I talk a lot with Zazel, so Cloud9 is great.
Nice.
Awesome. What is it about, if kind of anything about like either being in the gaming house or this experience now that has allowed you to kind of level up as a player?
Well, I got a lot of expectations from my players, my teammates, obviously. Like when I joined the team, I was really bad. Like I was griefing every game. So I had a lot of expectations coming in, and I had to perform like to the levels of like Golden Glue and Blabber and stuff. So like for me, it was really difficult at first, and I had a lot of expectations on me from fans and everything. So
If you've been getting into the team fight tactics queue yet, I still can't get in.
oh, I actually in the middle of that game in laning phase level 3,
No.
the PP popped up on my screen.
Oh!
And I was like, I got kicked out of the queue in the middle of the game. I was so sad. I got tilted level 3.
I knew it. I knew.
Well, take the victory. Has a little bit of awesomeness. Hopefully you can get in that queue tonight. Thank you so much, Diamond, and congratulations on the win.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody, we are headed for a quick break, but when we come back, it is going to be FlyQuest Academy versus 100 Thieves Academy. Don't you miss it. I'll call your grandmother. Jukes maybe just out in the open here. Fallen Band under the turret. Forced to flash, and he gets it under it. Blabber possibly over the wall. Gonna look for it. Has the damage, and he gets it over, and he's safe. They're not able to get the stun out from Sejuani. Trying to get into the middle of the fight. All as CLG starts to retreat, and everything in defense for them instead of trying to turn it forward when C9 is already in the base. The laser comes back. They try to get the last bit of damage on. Auto goes back for the Feather Sword. Oh, Golden Glue is in, and he cuts the feathers.